I'm baffled. I can't believe most of this shit that you guys are saying. I don't get it. So let's get stuck into this. So basically, yesterday I put out a tweet in response to what Jurgen Klopp said, specifically about Burnley. By the way, this isn't just Klopp just on about something and I latch onto it. He's specifically on about my football club, and I respond back to it. And I'm just gonna show you the responses I've got back, and it really is fucking incredible. Like, yeah. Let's go. And I must say as well, if you guys do enjoy, then smash a like button and subscribe if you want to, and all that good stuff as well. And also today's video sponsor, drop it. Cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Go down to u7buy.com. Link is down below in description, and make sure to use code Vizeh at checkout for 5% off. So yesterday I saw this tweet by Football Daily, which is from the Jurgen Klopp press conference on Sky Sports, and essentially there is a quote in it saying, Burnley, I'm not sure how many players of them play international football. When our players have 3 games, they have no game. And on about the fact that the 14 Premier League clubs voting in favour of changes like 5 subs. Now, I must say here, which I think is important, is that I'm not against the idea of protecting footballers. I really am not. I don't really care that much. In an ideal world, I would love an idea that, yeah, you can have 5 subs, but to make it a bit more fairer for the teams that can't, compete, I think it would be best of both worlds, to protect players and also to not enhance the level of competitiveness between both teams. Teams like Burnley can't compete with a subs bench of Man City. It's not just Liverpool. City is a worse example, as their bench is literally a whole different entire football club compared to what we have. You can literally buy the entirety of Burnley Football Club's entire, all of our players combined is about the same price as 2 players on City's bench, okay? That is how vast the quality of both teams are. So Liverpool ain't even the worst example here, but of course people put a lot of emphasis on Klopp because they think that he's the only one that talks about it. He's not. He's not the only manager that has spoken about fixture congestion. He's the one which I guess you hear a lot more, but he's not just the only one. But in this example, he literally uses Burnley as an example, and I'm a Burnley fan, so I say he's having a go at Burnley for having worse players in it now, for saying that, we don't have that many good players that plays international football in comparison to Liverpool, and he's using us as an example with the fact that because we don't have that many players that plays international football, I mean we do. We have currently 11 players that have played international football, about 7 or 8 that plays continuously every single international break. Some of them being first starters like Maxwell Cornet, like Chris Wood, like Johan Berg Gudmundsson. But that's besides the point. He used Burnley as an example, so I said that he's having a go at us for having players that doesn't compete in international games. And the responses I got back to this, I just want to show you, because I actually like Liverpool. I am a Liverpool I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I was raised watching them a lot, and I love Fernando Torres. He was the guy that got me into liking Liverpool, and I like them as a club compared to other clubs, especially in top 6. And I like Liverpool. They're my top 6 team that I hope do well. I don't support them. I still celebrate women's goal against them as much as any other team, but I hope they do well in the top 6 bracket anyway. And this is the most liked one, okay? This is the most liked response back by this guy called Sean. He said he's not having a go at us, which he is, because he's literally saying it. He's just saying that teams like Burnley, who will never vote for 5 subs because their players play less games. It's a flawed system, pretty simple to understand actually, which is condescending as fuck. Anyway, let's ignore that. How is it a flawed system in a league where all 20 clubs have a say of what all 20 clubs do? I don't really understand it. It's a flawed system because it doesn't benefit you. Every single other team in the league, even teams like Leicester, they don't have players on the bench which is anywhere near the quality of City. No one has the same. Even Liverpool, you guys don't have the same quality on bench as City, not by a mile. But the fact you're saying it's a flawed system, it just shows your own elitism at this stage. You think that it's everyone against you, and it's not. Let's just play an example here, right? Let's say that it's Burnley versus Man City, okay? Let's just go and look up when Burnley played Man City, right? Man City beat Burnley 2-0 at the Etihad, which is actually a good result for us, as we always lose 5-0. We literally lost 5-0 4 times in a row at the Etihad anyway. Look at our subs bench. Let's compare it, okay? Let's put it into practice here. So City against us, these are the players that they could have subbed on. They subbed on Ruben Dias, Fernandinho, and Cole Palmer, a young player. That's great. Also, they could have brought on Jack Grealish, or Gundogan, or Shevchenko, or Kyle Walker, or 2 goalkeepers, okay? That's who they could have brought on. So they could have brought on any likes Jack Grealish, who is worth 100 million. Burnley, for example, we've got to bring on the likes of Aaron Lennon, Ashley Barnes, Jay Rodriguez, Goodmanson, Connor Roberts, Phil Bardsley, Kevin Long. And then 2 goalkeepers as well. So the unused subs of Kyle Walker, Shevchenko, Gunnar Hano, Jack Grealish, replaced our unused subs of Aaron Lennon, Kevin Long, Phil Bardsley, and Connor Roberts. Talk about trying to increase the gap of quality between these two. You see the point here, and I'm looking at some of these responses, man, by Liverpool fans, and it's sad for me because I actually like Liverpool, and like some of their fans just let them down. Like I see this like checks notes. Oh, you support Burnley. Sadly for you, we all know what Klopp means. Sorry. What does that even mean? Wait, checks notes. Oh, you support Burnley. He's using Burnley as an example. I don't understand. What the f*** you on about? Then this Neil guy, this f***ing idiot, saying he's using Burnley as an example to make a point related to player welfare. Twist it for your agenda if you want to do so. What? He literally said the fact that Burnley, we don't have many international players, so when they play 3 games, we have no games. Saying that because we don't have players that compete in international football because they aren't good enough to do it, we have less games in them. I don't understand how else am I supposed to read into that? No, he's saying that Liverpool plays a lot more games in a season, and if you have 5 subs, they can look after the players better. Then why use the example of international football? Then don't use that example then if he's trying to say that. But no, he did make the example. And players of like top 6 clubs, they've always played more games in Burnley because they are literally in more competitions. So, and they go further in more competitions because they are a better club. And they have more money to pay on more players to further rotate their team because they are a better club. I don't understand what the problem is here. Anyone who doesn't understand what Klopp is trying to say, that they just don't want to and can't be helped. It's not about Burnley or anyone. It's about having a game of football where both teams have the same conditions and are treated the same. But they are. It's not our fault that we're poorer than you. I don't get... I love these guys saying that, okay, what he's trying to say is that you're not his dad. You don't know him. You don't know him. I love that these people think that they're like Klopp's best mate and they're trying to speak on behalf of him. Like, no, like, you aren't that special, bro. If you want to talk about having the same conditions, if you really think it's really unfair for you guys, then how about we all spend the same amount of money? Yeah, how about we all spend 50 million, no more, no less, Burnley, Norwich, to City and Liverpool and Newcastle, we all spend 50 million each. Or make it 10. Because we can't afford 50, because we literally can't afford it. Let's do 10 million each. If you want to speak about fair conditions and having the same conditions, then let's all spend the same amount of money. Then everyone wins, right? Because as it stands right now, just the goalkeeper and Alisson costs more money than our entire team combined. Like, you can't take it one way or the other, man. I'm feeling let down by you guys. Can't really see how dumb you look. Here's Jack for a bunch of numbers. I'm sure this will be a really good and valid opinion. It's about how Burnley don't have to play 1 million games compared to top 10 teams. Get over it, mate. If your team found it hard to deal with COVID injuries and fix your pile up, I'm sure you would be straight on air crying your eyes out. Says the person that's crying their eyes out at me. That's the thing, though. We're not good enough to play 1 million games because we don't compete that well in competitions because we literally don't have the same amount of money as you guys. If we did, then I'm sure I'd love to complain about it. I'd love to complain about the fact that we're so good that we can literally compete in so many competitions at the same time. I really wish that I could have that problem to be that good that we can be in Champions League and FA Cup and Carabao Cup far into it. I really wish that we could, but we don't. So, I'm sorry that we're not good. Oh yeah, I love this. And this same Dennis guy, he said that, and I think Burnley spent more net cash than Liverpool Football Club, but that's another discussion. When they literally haven't, he's just made it up. I think he's just trying to be funny, saying that Liverpool typically has good net spend compared to other top 6 teams, and try to even say that Burnley has got more net spend, when we don't at all in any circumstance. This guy made a sample of our current wage bill and current 5-year net spend, which has been found online, and you can confirm it yourself if you so wish. Then he says, it was a joke, but anyway. Yeah, so you made a statement with no indication that that is a joke, and then when you get found out for it, he then says, yeah, but it was a joke anyway. But that's the idea, and it's like, do these guys even look at themselves? I can't be arsed. I like this guy's idea, Kieran. He says, simple solution, a lot of 5 subs, but the extra 2 can only be under 21 homegrown players. That's eliminate City or top 6 clubs having 5 subs coming on worth 50 million plus each. It also allows Klopp and others to rest their players. I think that's a great idea. I'm all for that. If they bring on the likes of Curtis Jones, City brings on Cole Palmer, instead of it being Jack Grealish, which they did that in the last game, and I wouldn't have much of an issue with that, to be fair. You can rest your players, and you can use some of your younger players, which are probably better than most of ours anyway, and there you go, happy days. This guy called Gotas Motors replies back on about the fact that why would Burnley vote for anything that benefits the top teams? We have better squads than them. We are at a huge advantage. It shouldn't be weighted even further in our direction. But we play more games, quote, we also get hundreds of millions for doing so to build stronger squads. And this is of a Man City fan, by the way. So this isn't of because everyone thinks that if you're not a top 6 fan, then you must all hate top 6 clubs. And it's like, no, this is a literal top 6 fan, which is saying that we shouldn't have an even more advantage, because why would that make any sense? And this guy, this Liam guy, you make me ashamed to be a Liam lad, because he says, we also bring the entertainment product. Burnley make up the numbers. Without the big top 6, Prem is nothing. Why are your teams like Watford and Norwich dictating rules that put top 6 players at risk? That is, without doubt, the worst thing I've ever seen anyone say on this website. The elitism in this is frothing at the mouth. This is the type of guy that would be all over the European Super League. And then someone said, why do you think the top 6 deserve to be treated any differently? Classic, arrogant argument. And he says, it's not treated differently, it's treat everyone the same. It's treat everyone the same. So you're saying that you want us teams, Burnley and Watford and Norwich, to have less of a say, which is not treating us the same, to treat you the same. What? It's not treated differently, it's treat everyone the same. So you want to treat us differently for us to not have a say, so that you could have more, so that you could be treated the same, which is actually not, because it's treating you more differently. These guys actually live on this earth and breathe the same oxygen as me and you. I can't believe it. Oh no, the thing is, I actually like Jurgen Klopp. I think he's a fantastic manager, and even with all the people that's been up against him the last couple of years, I still like him as a manager. I still think that if he was a Burnley manager in some parallel universe, I would still love him to bits. And I can see why Liverpool fans would be, their kind of opinion would be kind of, skewed a bit, because they're in love with this manager because of what he's done for them. I completely get that. And, I'm only doing this video because, I'll be honest, it's been kind of just confusing me for the last 24 hours of the response that I've seen here, and it kind of just let me down here. Oh no, the idea that, the 14 Premier League teams are against the top 6 because we want to benefit ourselves than the top 6. I mean, not that the top 6 makes so much more money than us anyway. Let's be real here. Like maybe the Leicesters and West Hams and Evertons, they may still have some good money, and they do. They do have lots of money, and, the likes of Burnley and Norwich's, sorry lads, we can't compete with you guys. I'm so sorry that we make much less money than you. I mean, if you really want to help us, give us more money, feel free. Give Burnley more money so that we can actually try and compete with you guys. Then we will all live happily ever after, right? Oh no, make it 5 subs, and you can only use players that's from your own academy. Everyone wins. You rest players, you don't gain a massive advantage. I think we made the world a more peaceful place. If you guys did enjoy, or tell me your thoughts down below in the comments, then feel free and go ahead. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.